Hello and welcome to this pick a card reading for September 2025. Now, September will be a big month for us all because we have the second of our eclipse seasons of the year. This is a 2-week period which is highly likely to be very uncomfortable. So they are a time that speak of significant change, big endings, big beginnings, but through that can be that discomfort, through that can be that like death rebirth part that we find highly uncomfortable as human beings. I highly recommend everybody, as a generalization, to just be in flow as much as you can and allow yourself plenty of rest. We are in Virgo season currently. We've had our first of 2 new moon in Virgos, and we will be entering into Libra season later in September. The biggest thing is, though, is this eclipse portal. The first eclipse will be on the 7th of September, which is a full moon in Pisces. And this really is the one with that full moon completion stage that will talk about bringing endings so that doors can open. But in that point, doors will need to shut. It's a very expansive energy, but through that shutting, through that ending, so that something can open. The second eclipse will be that second part new moon in Virgo later in the month. This is where the powerful new stories can really, really begin. So keep that all in your awareness as we go through your September reading. There are 3 piles for you to choose from, 1, 2, or 3. You can pause the video if you like, take a moment, spend some time with your heart space and see where you are the most drawn. You are your best guide. You can either pick from the crystals below or the tarot decks themselves, or both, whatever works better for you. If you'd like to reach out for a more in-depth and personalised reading, my details are in the description box below. I would love to offer that service to you. You can also find out more about my other offerings and all that jazz in that box also. I will see you in your reading. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. If you picked the clear quartz or the tarot of the divine, this will be your reading. So let's see what Spirit has to say for your September 2025 with this eclipse portal within it. What is going to be occurring for you this September? Ooh. So the first card we have here is the Four of Cups, and Cups is the water element. This is our emotional landscape. This is how we relate. It's our heart space. This can also speak of our relationships in general and also our intuition, that part of flow with the water. And the Four of Cups in the reverse is a card that is speaking on a focus point that is negative, a focus point that is pessimistic, a focus point that is, just that I'm being shown like a black hole, just that sucky energy vortex that is just absolutely draining you. And when that card comes up, it's a card that is that like reminder that this is the energy that kind of needs to stop so that we can expand. This is like this holding yourself back, a moment of like taking hold of your thoughts at your heart space. So the ones that are really, really heart led. So if you're upset, if you're heartbroken, if something dramatic has been going on, I don't know if you can hear it in the background, there's an Enor going on. And it's wanting to come through very clearly as that extra reminder that like no matter the chaos in your emotional realm of what you may be feeling, that we actually need to shift away from letting that affect you so much so that you can push forwards with this sort of energy here. And I mean, it's there again, it's still ringing present as this like that these feelings, these thoughts, this pessimistic, this down in the dumps, this depressed energy that is incessant, that is really taking its toll because it just does not seem to stop. But this will be part of the working point through the month of September for you, so that you can actually like break free of it. This here with the King of Wands, this beautiful peacock with its wings expanding and like rising up to the sun. And wands are the fire element. So this is that really active yang energy. And the king is in his power. We also have a queen right here in her power, which is wonderful. We like this. We like kings and queens in the upright. And the King of Wands is a card about someone that is leader energy. That king energy is leader. And with it being the wands, it's that like natural born leader, like really truly from spirit, really creative, really passionate, really driven. And like the peacock rising up, like in this flame of glory, like the imagery being shown here is more like it's part of that sparkle, as opposed to that it's going to kill the peacock and it land flat on the ground. It's ascending to the sun. It's moving upwards. It's reaching high. And the sun in astrology is that point of like where the light comes in, like soul spark wise. So there's something about this real divine connection of really heading towards your like spark, that thing that lights you up, that oomph for coming here as a soul. So there is this shift, but there's definitely this energy to like work through. And then we have the Queen of Coins, the Queen of Pentacles. So she is, as I said before, in her power stance, as we like her. We want her in the upright. And the coins is Mother Earth. It's Pentacles. Yes, it can speak of money, it's coins, but it's just our security, our stability. And the Queen of Pentacles is, yes, a figure of material wealth and abundance, but there's also this beauty in her as a self-made person, as someone that is divinely connected down to earth, very in flow with that heart space, that abundance that they have, but they are quite happy to give it outwards because it's got this motherly energy, Mother Earth. And then just to top this all off, before we delve into all of this a bit more, we have the World, which is a completion stage. The World is the last of the major arcana journey. And this indicates this bookmark here. This is like a delay in an ending. Like it's an encouraging, it's a need to follow through, because you like this completion stage is what we want so that a new journey can start. But there's like a pause here. There's something here in regards to needing to follow through, needing closure, but it not quite happening, or needing more energy, needing something more behind it. Like, and so with these two, what are you holding on to this month? Pile number one. That would be something to pay attention to keep your focus on, because it's bookmarking these two like really powerful things for you. And I think this is the bit, the way I'm seeing it is like, this is what needs, this is the work that needs, so this can rise up, you can rise up. But what is it that has hurt you? What hurts your heart that you can't let go of, that is then shown again here? What is it that's preventing you from rising into your power, into this power stance? So, further cards, please, for my pile one. Oh. Okay, so underneath the Four of Cups, we have this Page of Cups here. So cups again, cups confirming cups. And the Page of Cups, pages are like this youthful, naive energy, is what I always say. It's like this younger teenager, early 20s, where you really do think the world is your oyster and everything can be achieved, that sort of energy. It's that beautiful energy. And the Page of Cups is very much that dreamer energy. It is this like open and joyful heart and being motivated by that like heart on sleeve, by absolutely having this openness and a naivety in regards to the world, the feelings, the heart of things, but in that really magical way where you don't enter into things thinking you're going to get your heart broken or thinking something won't work out. You enter into it with absolute joy and abandon because you do. And so with that coming out, we're under this Four of Cups. There's something here about like getting this oomph for love back again, this oomph for your heart space, this childlike enthusiasm into that unknown, and like even into whatever this has been, this being this heartbreak, this pain, this something that is affecting you, that is bringing you down energetically, that's making you sad. Whereas this card's coming in to say, kind of open your heart up again to the unexpected twist that this has offered you, because it's actually offering you so much more than you can see. And then even here with the moon, so much more than you can see. The moon is our subconscious. The moon can actually speak of our fears, but a card that can talk about facing our fears. It's really about leaning into trusting your intuition and trusting there's something in this. There's some part that you're not quite trusting in enough to do this part. And then even here, when we've got like these what looks like 6 moons surrounding this Page of Cups, the moon. So it's like this heightened energy of like the moons, these hidden truths, the unknown, this unconscious mind, that mystery element. And it's like all hanging over this Page of Cups. And then this big one actually says 7, this big one behind them. 7 here as well. This big moon behind them, but it's illuminating them and giving me like Hanged Man energy, which is that like fresh perspective, being able to see things in a new way. So really getting to see the opportunity that's actually come through whatever is hurting you so much is part of the journey this month. And this this balance that's coming through here, we have the yang and the yin and the yang, got the moon and the sun, the feminine and the masculine, and this rising up in this really driven way with the King of Wands, but underneath it is the feminine, the water, that mystery, the stuff that's hidden, but also the stuff of dreams. And the moon is connected to Cancer. It's got this mother energy, mother coming through very strongly with the Queen of Coins and then the Empress. But it's this nurturing of your inner waters, this nurturing of your heart space, that is the like underbelly. It's the thing that actually will ensure that your King of Wands can rise up to this sun. This trusting in this. And then this ability this month, and I really, really recommend leaning into this regardless, because it's eclipse season, but this allowing time to reflect, to be, to really sit with it. So it's really heavy, strong, asking you to sit with your emotions this month, especially first half of month at least, to ensure that you get your emotional well-being and that heart space back in check. And then we have expansion full stop in regards to this month for you. We've got the quartz crystal as your crystal, and this is an amplifier, and it can be programmed to be whatever you want it to be. So then just imagine if you program this. The pessimism, the misery, the suffering, the heartache. That's not what we want to amplify. You know, we want over here, we want to hear, we want to hear. Be careful where your energy goes, because it will really expand this month. And like truly, there's so much growth here. The Queen of Coins very much has this Empress energy anyway. But then you have it backed up by the Empress. So really reinstalling this fact. And the Empress is the divine feminine. She is fertile and creative. She is sensual and nurturing and abundant. She holds absolute unconditional love. And the fertility of both of these. And then if you think what happens when a woman becomes pregnant, with that growth, the belly expands in this amplifier. So there is so much wanting to grow through you this month, to be born through you this month. Focus point here initially. Let's really, really tend to those wounds, tend to that heart space, so that what we have growing is the best it can be for us. And then with this world upside down, this like holding on, this resistance to really closing the chapter that needs to be closed. Backed up, confirmed, whatever word you want to use, with the Seven of Wands here in the reverse, which is a card that talks about being misunderstood, the need for boundaries, the need to defend. But you don't need to defend your heart space. Yes, boundaries are important. But with this Page of Cups, that very clear message of opening up your heart space is being careful here with what wall you're building. Ensuring you're building the right walls to keep the right energies out, but ensuring you're open enough to allow the right energies in. Because with this, it's just blocked. That misery that we feel is because that heart space is not open. It's the wall so far up and protected that then that's this sucking energy that occurs because nothing's coming in. So yes, you've protected it, but you're also not allowing any space for any joy or beauty or love to come through. And that's what you have to allow in. And this is the careful boundaries that need to be erected, especially if under attack. So have that in your mind through this month with what energy you're allowing in. If you feel under attack, what boundaries, energetic or real, do you need to put in place to protect yourself? But having that, that part of your mind space to be aware, am I erecting a wall through fear? Is it necessary? And there's something in this boundary keeping that will allow you to rise up and really succeed, and it will allow the completion stage. It's through that wishy-washy energy of either not allowing things in at all or allowing too much in that's not supposed to come through. This is a very much like a check your alignment kind of deal. So let's see what else wants to come through for you for the month of September for my pile number 1. Yes, new birth, guarded vigilantly. This energy. Something needs to end though, my loves, for this birth to really occur, or for a healthy birth to really occur, for this space. And that guarded vigilantly, ensuring the right wall of protection is there for you. How can you ensure you are safe, but not shut off? What else for my pile? Number 1s, please. We have portal. and uncover. So with this doorway, this opening, this new birth, originality, idealism, progression, and that's that King of Wands right under there, that rising up. I mean, the King of Wands is an original thinker. He's a creative, inspired, a leader. So there's this whole new gateway available to you. But we've got this uncover, nostalgia, sentimentality, and memory. There really is that ongoing ask of you, what are you holding on to? But what needs to be let go of? And with love, but what needs to end now? What is not serving you? You'll be aware of what it is because it's linked to this Four of Cups, and that's the energy that you are in when you start September. We're already at the end of August, or near enough. So this will be stuff that's already present. I would be very shocked if this is not something you're already aware of within your reality. More cards for my pile number 1, please. The Holy Mountain, soul calling, sacred journey, pilgrimage. And here's this rising up the Holy Mountain. I mean, how much more divinely guided would you want something to be? This doorway, this portal is your soul calling. It's why you're here. This is that purpose. So this is a really big life marker, indicated as well just by the fact that we have these major arcanas and that world ending. When the world ends, we go back to the Fool, we go back to this new journey. The Fool is going on their pilgrimage. This is sacred. So this included, whatever is hurting your heart, that is part of this sacred journey. To really see it again and reassess, to open yourself back up again, to know that this was part of the story. This was part of your story in getting you here. So allowing space to be softer with that, to almost love this heartbreaking part of your story because it's getting you to here. And even though that may feel really tough, that's what's being asked of you. And when pilgrimage comes up, walking shifts your energy. Being out in the world, out in nature especially, is wonderful for you, shifts your energy. But if you have the opportunity to, within your life right now, within, as in getting time off work or the funds or whatever it may be, I do recommend a pilgrimage. You could do something, you can pilgrimage for as long as you like, you can do short ones or long ones, there's many an opportunity. But if that word really resonates with you, if it did something to you, you'll know. And then consider a pilgrimage. Apologies if you can hear the background noise. So, chakra points of focus for you this month of September. We have your solar plexus and your sacral, so both lower chakras, more worldly chakras. And the sacral chakra is our water element. And so we're already tapping into this water straight away. And this amplifying quartz energy, this desires. What do you want to bring to you? This passion, this element, the passion and goals, that's that King of Wands energy. And I always like to think of the sacral chakra as like a yin and a yang. Yes, it's a water, but it's that passion and oomph of the fire, and they need to work together. But what are you putting your arms out to and pulling in? Being careful with what you are amplifying. Trusting your gut instinct, solar plexus, intuition, knowing, sensing, and trust. Your intuition, this is fire, but your intuition, that intuitive point, truly is the water element. trusting your lion's heart, being in honor of self, in honor of your intuition. And this will really come in when you really check in with that moon space, with that subconsciousness, that link between the two. But it's really wanting you to rise up in strength and power. You can use YouTube as a great resource to get like binaural beats or solfeggio. I don't know if I said that right. Never say that word right. Tones. And you can ask for solar plexus or sacral chakra. And so I recommend just having that playing in the background. Or when you sleep, just be careful you don't get ones with ads, because those frequencies shift your energetics. And these are the two that I wanted to be worked with for you this month. Any last final advice for my group number ones, please, Spirit? And the one that's on the floor, we have fruit, achievement, success. And look at this crown, this king, even queen, king or queen, crowns, success. And we've got this opening, and this lightning bolt in the center of that strawberry. This, you know, eclipse seasons in general, that change and transformation can be quite shocking. So this month might feel quite jarring, but it's to expand you into a whole new way of being, onto a whole new timeline, which is so linked to your success, your achievement, this rising up. And with this, the harvest, determination and hard work. The harvest you get is through the hard work you put in. So really put the hard work in to get yourself through this doorway. Determination and hard work. This won't be easy, but you can do it. You're aligned to do it. Something new wants to be birthed through you. There's this whole new journey. And be tender with yourselves, with what's at that heart space, in what it is that needs to be let go of, in opening up that heart. Tenderness and love for self, this motherly energy. Really offer that to you. And with this Empress, she very much has that like Mother Mary vibe to her, which is actually the name of one of my tea blends, which is the Divine Mother. It is for that nurturing. So it holds different plants that hold that frequency, but it's also been energetically activated by me. So if you feel like you need that assistance with your heart space, this is nurturing, it's unconditional love, it's safekeeping, then I would really recommend it. So please reach out and we can get that sorted for you. I wish you have a beautiful September, my loves. If you would like to reach out for a more in-depth personalised reading where we can really dig into the nitty-gritty and really give you some personalised points to move forwards with, please reach out. My details are in the description box below. Please like, subscribe, do all of those things. It really, really helps. And yeah, I will see you in my next reading. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. If you picked the blue lace agate or the light seer's tarot, this is your reading. So let's see what September has in store for you with this eclipse portal. Let's see, September for my pile number 2. Okay, so the first card we have here is the Page of Swords, and Swords is the air element. It speaks of everything of the mindscape, essentially. So the Page of Swords is this curiosity for information, a curiosity to learn new things. Can speak of like a student energy, wanting to learn, bringing like having ideas, wanting to learn, this sparking ideas, and this movement across This is like that push forwards, bridging the gap from one thing to the next through that learning or through that development of our mindscape to move through anxious thoughts to more of a peace of mind. And then it's swiftly followed by the Queen of Swords, but she's in the reverse. So it's very much this like apprentice energy, this student energy that is leading you to like work on this Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords in the upright is more of that leader energy. Page is this like teenager, early 20s, younger energy, I always feel. And then queens are more elder. You know, they've been through the page journey to be able to learn all this information, to go on that journey, to make themselves a queen, to sit in their throne on their power. It's what the page is heading towards. And the Queen of Swords in the upright, she is wise. She is like a wise counsel. She can be very logical, very honest, very integral. She is just an excellent communicator. Can really be, in that sense, be very direct. Could slightly be cold sometimes, but that directness, because she is truthful and because she has that mental clarity to do so. But in the reverse, this talks on communication issues. A message that comes through, interestingly, with the Queen of Swords is to use your head more and your heart less. And I'm laughing at that being a message that comes through with the Queen of Swords when we have the Queen of Cups in the upright over here, who is all about the feels. So indicating that there may be this discomfort here for you about this logical thinking when it doesn't align to your feelings. But the Queen of Swords in the reverse is saying, like, step into the headspace and actually step out of this a bit. In order to do so, and this work, the Eight of Pentacles speaks of hard work and dedication and mastering your craft. There's something about aligning these two, that you're already Queen of Cups, you're already in complete alignment with that emotional realm for yourself. The Queen of Cups is obviously power stance because she's a queen. She's extremely intuitive, has high emotional intelligence, which makes her loving and compassionate and empathetic. She leads with her heart. Healer, queen healer. And this bit's already, you know, the stance is already there. This is what you already have in place. And there's this bridging the gap, this working towards actually being able to be a bit more discerning. Actually being able to distinguish between these two queens that you hold within. And this will be that mastering the craft bit, and this is the learning. So very much a month of learning in regards to your headspace. So you can gain mental clarity, so you can communicate better, so you can use your discernment better in that really logical way. You've got the heart space sorted. This bit's in check. Queen upright, fine and dandy. We deal with the queen that's upside down. And this mastering this craft, these cycles shown here by the moon, they will link together. This is integral to this, even though that there's that shift apart from it. It's learning to get them to communicate with each other, as opposed to battling against each other. Let's get some clarification cards for my pile number 2 for the month. want that one. And one more. Okay. So we're actually going to, cool. It came out sideways and I just put it upright, and the whole time I was pulling the other ones, I was like, not sure. So just a quick little check in with that. We have the moon in the reverse. The first of our major arcanas, the only major arcana. So it's heightened in that sense, the only one there, that focus point. And the moon it's the feminine, it's that water. And this is in the reverse, so it very much talks about the fears that are blocking you, and then this difficulty in separating reality from illusion. And then this is why this mind space stuff is going to be coming through, because it talks about anxieties and fears and confusion and misinterpretation, and this is about getting clarity. And she's not in the upright, so you don't have that clarity. And if you're seeking it, and this is where this gets confused, because your heart space is coming in, and yes, you've got her in check and she's intuitive and she has that divine knowing in that regard, but it's about getting these two in alignment, because if you have them, as I said, battling against each other, this is going to be causing this fear, because you're misinterpreting. And this is the feels, it's the moonscape, it's the water. Wanting a month that's wanting to get you out of that. And this will be heavily ramped up because of the eclipse. This could be your eclipse theme. We really have to dive in to the waters, into the moons, to get past the insecurities. And then we have the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. And the Three of Pentacles in the reverse is a card that is asking you to listen, to trust. Because in the upright, it's a card about collaboration, and like community and teaching and learning and sharing and weaving together. And in the reverse, it's saying, like, don't push your own agenda. So what are you pushing that's causing this confusion? We also have the Two of Cups in the reverse. And the Two of Cups in the reverse is a card about imbalance. It speaks of emotional blocks and disharmony, separation, but asks us to heal that trauma. And we have the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is a card that talks about conflict, and this chatting in his ear, giving him a headache. When freedom is what is wanted. Freedom is the journey of this month, this mental clarity, this mental freedom, but this working at it. The inward journey is a singular journey. But how far are you pushing yourself in that singular journey too? Because this is a separation, and then this is a, like in the upright, is that weaving together. So in the reverse, it speaks of a lack of cooperation, and this is just like, you know, a lack of union, causing this mental landscape hell, when in truth we want these the right way up. But where is our anxiety almost preventing it? Bless me. Also, so a release, a cleansing that is required. What is it, even in regard, if you think of that sneeze, what is it that aggravates you that needs to be let go of? Because the Queen of Swords in the reverse can also speak on using your words badly, poorly, and this working towards being better with that. And then if we go a bit more linear, yes, it's this balancing act this month. But also the rising up of the Queen of Cups. So to ensure also that your logical mind isn't interfering with your heart space. And just causing you headaches. So definitely a journey this month for clarity and peace of mind. What else for my pile number? Ooh, apologies. 2. The word wants to be written. That is a beautiful card to come out with this energy. Because this is that wanting to learn and then having light bulb moments. Something wants to come through you, wants to be spoken, wants to be written. This communication element from the divine, this divine spark, something wanting to be birthed through you, this transformation element with the butterflies here. Butterflies are all about transformation. But nothing can come through unless you clear the space. And with this, 3 of Pentacles, don't push your agenda. Allow what wants to come through organically. Mastering the craft is mastering this space. But you have to push your agenda. You want to work and weave together with spirit. You want to come into union with spirit so that that intuition can flow. And my pile number 2. Migration, initiation, adventure, and freedom. And then the wayfarer, contemplation, search for truth and inner guidance. It is very much this sword, that crossing and bridging the gap element coming through. And in bridging that gap and finding this freedom. Because there is this journey. The initiation part mentioned here with the migration, this movement from one playing field to the next. You're crossing that bridge. New landscape. And then off the wayfarer goes, the hermit energy here. Searching for that truth, searching for that spark, that inner guidance, so that it can land and come through you. But it's about this bridging the gap to allow it to come through. Because the words that want to be written, that want to come through you, it's spirit. It's something wanting to be born through you. So in how you'll find it is clearing the way. It's not that you seek it out within you in the sense of that the answer is there. It's that you go on this inner journey to clear the way so that it can come through. Pile number 2. 2 for September, please, Spirit. The egg stone, feminine power, embodiment, and fertility. Something wanting to be born through you, birthed through you. And this is not to say that in September it will be birthed through you, that like a book will be written and then boom, you're done. No. But the initial seedlings, that thought form, will be birthed. Feminine power, embodiment, fertility. Queen of Cups in the upright of the feminine power. And then this moon, this seeking through the anxieties, this sorting and finding the way here, will get the moon in the upright. And that's very much more that feminine power linked to mother, fertile. Clearing the way to find this fertile space within you, so that something can be born. And then, I can't believe I've not even mentioned, sorry, blue lace agate. This is a throat chakra crystal. Throat chakra, swords, is communication. What chakras to work with this month for my pile 2s, please, Spirit. Ooh. Okay, it's going to go 2, but we will go 3 as they all came out. So we have the sacral chakra, we have the third eye chakra, and we have the root chakra. All chakras that you can work with. First one, we'll start here with the sacral, and this is about abundant flow. The fishies here. So yes, it talks about money, but I'm just going to talk about this as in regards to abundance and allowing, getting to a space and like working with your sacral, your water there, to ensure flow, to ensure your waters are not stagnant. And this will be really leaning in almost then to this moon energy in the reverse. We want flow here. Anxiety, fears, worries stagnate water, and we want it to flow. So ensure your waters, your inner waters, are flowing so that abundance can really come through in all the ways. Helps them with this third eye, openness, flexibility, imagination, and learning. This window that is opening here. Third eye practices to assist. The work in the cleansing is ensuring your waters are not stagnant. But then you can assist yourself with opening the third eye, because that's how the messages will come through. Open this window, spend time with this month. I'd almost then do this in like 3 parts. Work on your waters. Spend some time with your third eye, like through the month. Once you've got this in check, move on to this. And then once you feel like you've opened this window, you can move on to the root chakra, home. Shelter, safety, nurturing, and warmth. Really ground it in. It's like creating that home, this fertile space. So we're opening to allow the messages to come through. And then that movement, and this is showing me like proper end of September, you know, like end of the month. Creating that safe haven so that when this is open, you're then creating this beautiful, fertile space for something to actually land so it can grow and then be born. Final cards, please, for my pile 2. Fog and the harvest. Beautiful. And interestingly, this came out for pile number 1, and then I'm just laughing because obviously that makes sense because we'll be going into autumn. Fog, obscurity, and feeling lost. That's that moon in the reverse underneath. We're really clearing the ways, clearing the stagnant water, clearing the fog so things can become clear. So you may find that uncertainty, we are clearing mind space. We are clearing stagnant water. There's a lot of clearing. Clear, 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 cleanse, 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 so that the fog goes, so you don't feel so lost, so you can see the bigger picture. And then harvest. Determination and hard work. The harvest you get is based on the hard work you put into it. So keep on chipping away. Do not give up. Put the effort in. I hope this helps, guys. I hope you have a beautiful September. If you would like to reach out for a more personalized reading, details are in the description box below. I would love to do that for you. Please like, share, subscribe, do all of those things. It really, really helps. And I love you, and I hope you have a beautiful September. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. If you picked the red Jasper or the Buffy Tarot, this is your reading. Let's see what September has in store for you with this eclipse portal and all. Pile number 3, please, Spirit. Pile number 3. Okay. So the first card we have here is the Death card, Major Arcana straight out, and very in keeping with eclipse season themes, because the Death card is all about death and transformation. This is a card about those cycles, and stuff has to die for stuff to be reborn. The cycles of the year teach of this wonderfully. Autumn, everything starts to fall away. The starkness, the death of the winter season. But if it wasn't for those 2 seasons, then the spring, that new bloom, and the blossoming of summer would just not occur. So the death has to, and that this is that endings, this initiation process that is occurring. So there is this straight out of whack, you know, instant call to this death part for you, going like boom. Yes, death is present. There is the ending of a cycle that needs to occur for a new one to begin. And the Ace of Skies here, which is the swords in the Buffy. So the skies in the reverse is very much this like a block in this new beginning. So something is ending, but there's like a hesitation on this new beginning. And to do this, we need clarity. In the upright, we want clarity for this Ace of Skies. So how are we getting stuck in our mind? What are we locking away? What truth are we withholding, like from others or from ourselves? Like, where is this block? Clouds, imagine clouds. We want a clear mindscape here. And we do want this new beginning, because we also have this new beginning energy coming through in the Page of Chalices, the Cups. And the Pages and the Aces have very similar energy. They have that kind of new energy. And the Page is in the upright. So this is this dreamer element that comes through. The Page has an open and joyful heart, but they're like young and naive because they're like at the beginning. But it's got Clem energy. And Clem is this like happy-go-lucky guy despite his skin issues. Abundant. Allowing this flow, this dream energy in. But what needs to clear in your mental scape first? Where have you got some clouded judgment? Where are you not thinking quite straight? Because your dreamer energy is good to go. Like, this is very much that, like, pigs can fly energy with the Page of Chalices. But there's something in your mental scape, the actual logical mind. You've got anxieties, fears, worries, something withholding and keeping you back. But it feels like this Page is going, yeah, but come on, this dreamer. Your heart space is there, but your mind is not catching up. So how do we get these two in alignment? And then potentially if you were drawn also to pile number 2, there may be some information there for you. And then we have the 2 of stakes, which is the wands. And this is a card about planning for your future. As Buffy is here, she's planning to go out and slay. So she's got all her weapons there so that she can. It's that planning part to push herself, pushing yourself out of that comfort zone, the room, the bedroom, and then out into the world onto new adventures, fully equipped and ready. But there's just this little bit of a block here for you. But there's definitely onward movement, very dreamy onward movement for you. Let's get some clarification. Clarification, please, for my pile number 2s. We'll keep it. We'll keep it. Queen of Scythes. Queen of Swords as your clarification there. And the Queen of Swords does have that mental clarity. She is that clear communicator. She seeks truth. She seeks information, but is also like the pro at it, on her throne, in her power with it. So it's really asking you through this death process to embody this so that this can kickstart, so that you do have that clear mind in a really, really secure way. And I definitely would recommend pile number 2. She moves, she speaks with wisdom and clarity. So really, really work on this. Work on your Queen of Scythes energy this month, at least the beginning of, so that you can push forwards. And then we have the 5 of stakes in the reverse, the wands. And this is a card that can talk about being overly competitive. And also a avoidance of conflict. Yes, it's got that competitive drive, but in the upright, it's that competitive drive that pushes you up. And then in the reverse, the competitive drive is there, but this tendency to avoid conflict. So it doesn't serve you because you want to use the competitive drive to push you upwards. And there's something here about not being seen for yourself and then not being comfortable in your own skin. How you're being perceived by the world, or the fact that you care about how you're being perceived by the world is clouding your judgment. Stop caring what the world thinks of you. Be secure in yourself. Be queen. Be secure in yourself, because that is how you will push forwards and move forwards. If you keep being concerned with what everybody thinks of you, you're going to consistently be at a disadvantage. Or you're never going to feel comfortable because you're not being seen for your true skin. I'm just saying this because we have this as Giles, and this is he gets turned into a monster that he doesn't want to be. Nobody sees him as he actually is. Then we've got Clem here. This is actually how Clem is, but he's comfortable in his saggy old skin. He's a very content, joyful, lovely, caring, nurturing being, despite his physical appearance that may get him looked upon weirdly, because humans can be arseholes. But in that regard, how are you not comfortable in your own skin? How are you not comfortable with how you're perceived? Get comfortable being perceived for your truth. And then we have under it this 5 of Clubs, which can be a card about self-pity. It's normally indicative, or like indicated, shown, saying all the wrong words here, just throwing words out my mouth, as someone that is looking at 3 spilt cups instead of focusing on the 2 cups that they have full. Whereas the energy here is almost this balance of 2 spilled cups, 2 full cups, and then Buffy's actually filling one. She's working hard to fill a cup. So there's this like movement forwards, a bit of a shift of a mindset that can come here in regards to your heart space, in regards to loving self. The illusion is lifting. The illusion is moving. You are releasing. And then we have the moon. And the moon talks also of that release. A needing to release the fears that block you. Lots of release energy in keeping with eclipse season, but lots of release energy here so that you can stand in your power. Even more confirmed with the tower. Chaos, upheaval, big, big release. Change that pulls the rug out from under us. Destruction that assists us though, because it means we end up with solid foundations. So these bookmarks here of this death and then the tower is like this needing for the cycle to end. And I get this feeling the more you resist it, the more the tower will hit. The more you work with this as best you can, the tower won't hurt quite so much. But it's definitely like a big booming impact for you this month. Ooh. Cards everywhere. Right. Card for my piles 3. She feels, she knows. Card 22 about balance. This dreamer, I mean, this is all in place. Getting those in alignment, how you feel and how you know. I'm definitely going to say again, pile number 2, I think is coming through strongly here. Obviously a strong theme for the month. That's not the deck I want this one. Uncover nostalgia, sentimentality and memory. What's hidden in your subconscious? What are you keeping blocked down? What's in this upside down moon? Who are you holding on to? What are you holding on to that needs to be released? That's hitting those feels, that nostalgia, those memories. What do you keep thinking of? What's part of this death that you're resistant to let go of? It's about bringing in a new way of being. And then we have nest, charity, generosity and gratitude. That nesting energy coming through. Nesty, homey, getting comfortable with yourself. So that in that movement forwards, that charity, that generosity, that gratitude, I feel like that can then be like reinstalled. This competitive nature that comes through with the 5 of stakes. It's actually like this using something so that you can build yourself up, but there's something about the 5 of stakes in the upright that there's this like a way to climb, an obstacle course to like climb so that you can rise up to where you want to be. And it doesn't have to be a battle with the people around you. It's that collaboration, that working together, that teamwork. The space for us all at the top. Another card for my pile 3, please. Oh, that is okay. So This is the actual Oracle attunement card for the whole Oracle. So as it has come through, I'll read this to you before I put another card. So the Ancient Stones Oracle Attunement. Come, come, ancient stones, come. Ancient ones, positive ancestors, you who were present long before me, and you who will continue after I've gone. I call upon you to activate this oracle to be a vehicle of healing, insight, protection, and grace. I call upon you to bless these cards and forever guide me to connect with the wisdom deep within. May I attune to ancient knowledge. May I be held steady by your strength and surrender. May I stay curious and grounded with every step. May I find the courage to walk the ever-deepening way of the ancient stones. May these cards deliver clear messages and reflections to me and all who use them. May these messages and reflections be of the highest and deepest benefit for humanity and the earth. May these cards reveal what's unseen and act as gateways for me and who I'm reading for to connect with the deep wisdom within. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So definitely an element of really needing to connect in to yourself, into that wisdom she feels she knows here, and to be guided. So with the tower, so not in this depiction in the Rider-Waite, it's a stone tower that's being hit by lightning, and these figures are flying out, and the tower's going to crumble. These stones will crumble, but it will build then a solid foundation. So really, really working with the ancient wisdom of all that is around you. Hidden treasure, you're on the right track, a gift revealed. Trust in this death and rebirth process, because a gift is being offered to you. This is the right direction. Whatever is being called to end is ending, will end, has to end. So trusting in that. Getting into the depths, uncover this moon in reverse. Why are you holding on? These honest questions to have with yourself to clear your mindscape and go through with that dreamer heart. Why are you holding on to it? What is it like? Why is it there? What message does it have for you? Because it's not serving you to hold on to it. It has to go. But what lessons are there would be something I would ask it, those memories, those risings up. There'd be something deeper than what you think on the surface. What chakras for? Okay, interesting. You've got just the whole chakras, throat and crown, to work with this month. Which is really interesting. As I've just remembered, we have the red jasper, which is about grounding energy. So I think really, really like bringing through the divine wisdom, being able to communicate it, opening, and then rooting it down. She knows, she feels. It's having that through line for it all. Final cards for my pile 3. Earth, funny, peace and grounding coming through, and then earthworm. Okay, well there we go, there's the red jasper. Earth and earthworm, so this grounding element, peace and grounding, clarity and rumination. It's getting clarity, opening this doorway and getting clarity for yourself and grounding it down, like allowing that death, rebirth, chaos to occur, the tower, trusting in the process, letting it shift out what no longer wants to be with you, and then rooting down. And that advice also of through this month, keep yourself as grounded as you possibly can to help you push through. Keep you as sturdy as possible through the chaos that is unfolding. But there's this freedom on offer to you, these gifts revealed, this hidden treasure, this freedom, this uplifting, this peace of mind. This initial death, this fear, this worry. And then even that, this throat chakra and the fact, how did I not make this? With the Ace of Scythes in reverse, which is the swords. That gentleman come to take your voice. What has taken your voice? What prevents you? What keeps you in fear of speaking your truth? That is the biggest work of September for you, is reclaiming your voice and allowing it to then set you out on adventure. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Chaotic but beautiful, and I love it. I hope you have a beautiful September. Please reach out if you'd like a more in-depth personalised reading. My details are in the description box below. Like, share, do all those things. It really helps and is very much appreciated. And I will see you in the next reading.